Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk, thinking right out here in the lab. I do what I do for you. Oh, get ready. Put your seatbelts on, get your popcorn. It's about to go down. I got some good stuff for you today. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message and a story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right things well right through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission that I'm on, is to get all right thinkers to know thyself with the knowledge and information I'm going to give to you. You use it, you find out that it'll teach you to know thyself. That's my mission. That should be your goal as a right thinker. Let's go. A question I ask: do you know you? It's okay. It's rhetorical. But if you don't have an answer, it's okay. Tune in. That's what I do for you. Help you to know you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is asleep, spiritually asleep. That's okay too. I can awaken them from the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with yourself. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. Right thinkers, today we're going to talk about, it's going to be a nice little lesson. It's called the essential elements of spiritual discipline on the road to self-mastery. That's a mouthful, yeah. But I also broke it down to simple right thing philosophy, life lessons. Because this I'm going to give you lessons that I've learned to change my life and use it in your daily life, and it'll change yours too for the better. Simple. Knowledge of self is the way to go when it comes to right thinking. It's all about acquiring knowledge. Knowledge is power. No. Using that knowledge that you acquire is the power. That's my point. Let me go right quick. Let's start out with these are things that you're going to have to master for yourself. Hence, self-mastery. But you got to live it. Hence, life lesson. So they go hand in hand. Let's go. Mastery of self consists not of abnormal dreams or visions, okay, and fantastic imaginations or living, but in using your higher forces, knowledge of self, against what? Your lower self, ignorance of you, your ego, and escaping what? When you raise your conscious level, you will escape the pains of what? Your lower vibrational state and use it right at a higher level, meaning you're getting better, you're living right, you're doing the right things. And first thing you got to know, that's an Egyptian proverb. Ancient, so it's been old, been around. The first one is be virtuous at any cost. Do what's right no matter what. I've been practicing that part in my daily life, so that's what you have to do. Reading it, knowing it, and understand don't mean jack. When you implement it, it takes a whole different meaning. Now you hold yourself accountable to what? Do the right thing. That's all you got to do. And it says virtue is the road to immortality. That's just the first one. Second one, physical exercise. And this one's important. I keep explaining to you. My old man gave me one bit of advice. I'm going to take that one to the grave. I got a lot, but this one, a little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing. So if you're doing a little bit of something, you're doing something. But if you're doing nothing, you're going to get nothing in return. You put nothing out, you don't get nothing in return. I call it the deposit of God. Good deeds are your deposits. Okay, Okay? The blessings are your residual, your return for your deposit. You put a good deed in, you get a good deed out. Simple. Okay, let me get this lesson. I'm trying to get you to understand. These are philosophical points of view that somebody spoke about it, yeah, ancient time, but they still ring true to this day. That's the difference in truth and a lie. A lie will run out. Truth ain't going nowhere. So get the truth, know thyself, and be your best self. That's the goal for right thinking. So we're going to go from a lesson. This is called From the Stealer of Tahuti, Nefer. That means the god of thought. His name is Thought. Okay, the Greeks call him Thought, but we call him Tahuti. And it's really, we call it the aspect of your character. It's your mind. Sorry about that. But let me get this lesson. Here we go. Y'all ready? Let's do this. The first thing you have to understand is consume pure foods, have pure thoughts, use pure hands, and adore the celestial beings. What they're saying is do everything you need to do and always respect the celestial beings, the gods and goddesses, the aspects of nature and the universe, cosmic forces as they call them. Use the force, right, thinkers. Watch this. And adoring celestial beings and what? Become associated with wise ones. If you're sitting around a bunch of ignorant people, if you're the smartest person in the room, get out that room. That's just the concept. I shouldn't be the most. No, that means you're on the wrong people. That's all. I'm a teacher, and I still don't like to be around a bunch of ignorant people. It's hard to teach ignorant people. Why? They ain't trying to learn. That's what makes them ignorant. So, surround yourself with wise ones. Who? Sages, saints, and prophets. And more importantly, make offerings to God when? Daily. If you just think Sunday is all about God, and then the rest of the week you wilding out, that ain't gonna work. Okay? This eye represents God. That's my concept. When you see this, that's telling other person, I know me. I see me from the inside. Can you say that? That's the concept. Now let's move on down. The idea of association with sages, which is good association, is seen as what? A primary way to accelerate one's spiritual development. I got a lesson for that coming up too. And since I wrote it down, I did a lesson a while ago. Everywhere I go now, I'm seeing that term, spiritual development. That means getting ready for your spiritual awakening. You got to put yourself in position. That means you got to practice. Pay attention. Now, we're doing India. In India, the process is known as Sat Sangha, which is the same thing as spiritual discipline. Okay? You're getting better and serving your higher self compared to your lower self. You can serve God. You can serve yourself. Set God. Haru, excuse me. Haru is your higher self. That's you, God in the physical form. That's what y'all say about Christ. So we all are that conception. So we move on. Now, it's about to get fun. Ready? I'm going to give you the phrase. I'm going to break it down and see how you like that one. First one is ignorance. What they say about ignorance. Okay, my thing, I'm going to give you the title. Then see what they say. I got a whole bunch of information that we can go through. I don't want to rush through it. I don't want to prolong, but I want to make sure I get it across. So let's take our time and go through it piece by piece. The wickedness of the soul is what? Ignorance. Why you say that? I'm glad you asked. The virtue of the soul is what? Knowledge. That's why I try to understand. Virtue means you know. So you're going to employ what you know, and what you know is right, and you do that. Ignorance meaning you really acting out of not knowing, so you're going to do something that might be wrong. There's a 50-50 shot that what you do can be wrong. I don't like them odds. Okay? Know what you're doing? Perfect, 100%. Bullseye, bang. A sinner is somebody who don't hit the mark. Everything you do should be right on mark. When you do that, you're fine. Watch this. And that's what nature shows you, not man. Watch this, how it play out. Who is it that affirms most boldly? The ignorant one. Who is it that holds his or her opinion most obstinately? Ostently, ignorance. They never wrong. They always know everything. Out of what? Ignorance. Because they really don't know, and they're ignorant. They're so ignorant, they won't admit to themselves that they don't know, but they try to snowball you or BS you with some old nonsense. So beware those ignorant people. Ever they who what? Have most ignorance, for they also have the most pride. Look at me. Yeah. CEO, I'm doing. Those title slingers, those are the worst. Those are the most ignorant ones. Why? Because they, in their mind, because I got a title, you see me, you're going to deal with me different. No, not one bit. So that's the difference. Understand that. When you have knowledge of self, you ain't bowing acquiescence to nobody's title. Simple. Moving on. Bye bow for that. Anybody else? Mm-mm. So we ain't got to deal with the nonsense. Okay, that's the ignorant side. Now let's get to what ignorant bring on. Pain. What you mean? Trust me. Here we go. There you go. And every time I make a suggestion, you're going to question it. And I want you to do that because I'm going to answer it and give you information, hopefully, that you didn't already have. So that's what enlightenment is all about. I'm going to enlighten you to something you obviously don't already know. If I wasn't doing that, I'm not doing my job. Tell you my statement. I'm here to enlighten. First priority. Let's talk about pain. As joy is not without what is allied pain. They go synonymous. Remember, we live in a dualistic realm where everything has an opposite. I'm trying to get you to understand that. So let's talk about this idea. So we're going to get that sooner than I get that point across as we go on. Whatever there's joy, not and neither. Watch this. There's joy to allied pain. So neither is sorrow without what? Its portion of pleasure. Even in the bad state, we got to find something good about it. So there you go. Pain, joy and pain and pleasure. They go synonymous. Understand that. So let's go. All high philosophical systems deal with what? The question of suffering. Well, why God let us suffer? I keep explaining it to you. God did his job way before we come into existence. So his job is done. It's up to you now. If you honestly, with knowledge and understanding, watch this, you'll know that all facets of life are seen to be what? Full of suffering. That's human. That's the fetters of human beings. We cause our own suffering. God ain't doing nothing to us. Even though situations, watch there you go, which appear to be joyous, what happens? Eventually lead one to the what? The pain and disappointment when what? It is not possible to maintain them or to what? Repeat them when one wishes to do so. In life, if you're doing the right thing, you're in total control. In life, if you're riding that roller coaster of emotions and how you feel and all that nonsense, you're going to be slung around. You're going to have some issues. Stand firm, be committed. I tell you, the feather in my eye, don't move. Be consistent and stay firm on what it is you think and what you think you should be doing. When you're swaying back and forth, that means you're confused. Confusion is just like ignorance, not a good place to be. So therefore, what? Pleasurable situations, watch this, when not experienced with philosophical insight, meaning understanding this too soon shall pass. Good things don't last forever either. Okay, so it's going to be some opposites. And when you do it with philosophical insight, what happened? You lead to what? Further mental what? Agitation. Well, why they had to start? Why they had to end? Okay, other side of joy. Egyptian philosophy states what? That the cause of pain, watch this, and suffering is due to ignorance. We started out with that. It ain't went nowhere. Why? Because it's the cause of a whole lot of stuff. Watch this. Ignorance is one's true self. Excuse me. Ignorance of one's true self is the biggest problem we have as a people. My people will be destroyed through what? Lack of knowledge. So if we're ignorant, that means we're without knowledge. In the Indian philosophy, which is the first cousin to us, the idea, watch this, their idea of pain is categorized in 3 causes, okay? And they also what they got a thing they call the chains of pain. When I was teaching, we had a lady who had a class, she called Breaking the Chains of the Past. Philosophically, it's a good idea, but that's what they say here. Chains of pain, I'm going to break that down to you as we go. But now, in reality, we, again, are what? Spiritual beings, but we suffer pains because we think and believe we're human beings. Calm down, boy. Yeah, I guess I'm about to blow up, but I'm trying to be cool. So, understanding that with ignorance brings on the pain. Pain has 3 causes. Watch this. First one, pain caused from one's own body, meaning yourself, and your mind, physical, mental disease of one's own action. When your chakras are not lined up, that means some of your organs are not functioning the way they should. So that's going to cause dis-ease to the body. So you're going to have ailments that now you got to go see a doctor. He's going to give you everything except the truth, which is get your act together, do what you're supposed to do, line your chakras up so your body can flow. The energy that's in us can flow when the body is in direct harmony with all 7 chakras. I just gave the energy centers lesson as I got going for you right now. Pay attention. That's the self-healing. The Indians and the Chinese know that. We just don't. Why? Because we like Big Pharma. They want you to take pills. Moving on, just a quick lesson. Pain, also, that's the first kind of pain. The second one, pain caused by others. Friends, relatives, relationships, loved ones. They're going to bring pain to you. Okay? You got to be prepared for that. That's another form of pain. That's all. The last one, pain caused by what? Acts of God. Hurricanes, earthquakes, tsunamis. So nature has no regard. Floods. Don't care about human life. Nature is nature. Nature does what nature does. So understand that. Moving on. Let's talk about the chains of pain. What the hell? I'm about to explain it to you. Okay? Spiritual beings. We come into a physical body. That physical body got 5 senses. Smelling, seeing, hearing, touching, and tasting. It runs on those senses. Body conscious. Okay? So your body, the brain receives information from your body, from the seeing here. So it regulates from that. The 5 senses. Watch this. We come into a body. Why? Because there is mental agitation. The spirit being had to come into physical form to what? Learn its lesson, to become mentally competent of who it is spiritually, and it got to become conscious of itself in the physical form. And for when the body sees it now, it can go home. This is the training ground for the spirit. I ain't into that, but I study little things about that, and that's their concept. I have no problem with that. I understand it, but they go real deeper. But I'm just giving you the concept, the simple breakdown. Number 3. There is agitation because there is what? Desires caused by what? Attachments and hatred. You either want something or you hate something else. Never at peace. Female sisters, I love you. When you take them out for dinner, you ask them what they want. They know they're going to dinner. They'll get there and tell you everything they don't want. So frustrated. I didn't ask you what you didn't want. I don't care what you don't want. I want to know what do you want. Make a decision. A lot of us, if I do that, if I get that, I can't eat that. Man, again, that's the agitation of mind. You can't make a decision. Moving on. Number 4. Now, there are attachments and hatred in the mind. Why? Let's go. Here you go. My favorite, because the ego is in control in the sense of what? Duality. Either you like it or you don't like it. Again, that's the ego conscious mind making decisions based on what it likes or don't like. You get the concept? You do not see that what? Everything is God. So you like some things and you hate others. Again, if you give unconditional respect across the board, you won't pick and choose what you like, what you don't like, why you like that, ain't got nothing to do with that. Simple. What this concept leads to what? Mental agitation. Again, the mind is always juggling back and forth playing a game. Harmony, I'm going to get to that too. Calm the mind, slow it down, be logical, rational, and reasonable in your decision making, and you'll be fine. Observe, understand, comprehend, and then you acquiesce. Sorry, moving on. Yeah. Oh Lord, we already 20 minutes cook. Go motors. All right, here we go. Sorry about that. Let's go number 5. Now, number 5 is we're dealing with the eternal side of you. The ego is in control. How you know that? Because you identify with it and what you believe it is real, and it is how. Excuse me, and it has what real desires of the flesh, which is true, and for objects of the world, as if they really exist. That state of mind of ego consciousness or the ego personality is greed. It's material. That's the devil. Why? He's going to tempt you to get all the things that it wants. He could care less if it's right or wrong. That's the difference, okay? Haru only going to do what's right. When you start acting like Haru, you start pushing your lower desires, get them out the way. The bad thoughts, clear them out. That's the difference. That's how you raise your spiritual consciousness. That's called spiritual development. Let's go. The ego, again, personality exists. Why? Because of ignorance of itself. It don't care. That's what it is. Me. I. Edging God out. That acronym for ego, and they keep bringing it down, keep trying to make you understand. They understood. When you see ego, that means no God present. Simple as that. So understand that. I think is if you're ego driven, you're on your own. You're not godly at all. Okay, you're doing you. And the soul, watch this. The soul ignorantly what would identify with who? The ego personality. That's because it's natural. And watch this. It wants what? And desires. And in so doing, what happens? You start to suffer along with it. Why? When you get what you want, oh, you're happy. You don't get what you want, oh, you're depressed. And you got to ride that roller coaster. That's not a good ride. Smooth your life out. Simplify. To remove pain, there you go. How do I simplify? To remove pain from life, it is necessary, what? To break the chains of pain. See the philosophical concept? Watch this. Which has what? Ignorance at its root. To break the chain of pain, to break the chain of suffering, get enlightenment. Get knowledge of self. That's what it's saying to me. And at every twist, I'm going to emphasize that at every one. Watch this. Suffering. Suffering in search of truth gives what? Truth meaning to the truth itself. To suffer being ignorant of the truth, life is not going to be good. It's going to constantly have fetters. It's going to constantly take you through that roller coaster ride of life, which is not good. To suffer is necessary. Why? And told upon your nature. It's a natural thing. Would you prefer, watch this, that miracles should protect you from its lessons, or shall you repine? If you didn't suffer through the pain that you go through, what lessons you going to learn in life? Adversity are there to teach lessons, okay? When you fall down, you're supposed to get up, okay? Why? Because it happens unto you. Sorry. When low, it happens unto all. Yeah, it do. Everybody got their own individual suffering. Suffering is what? The golden cross upon which the rose of the soul unfolds. It has to be nailed to the cross, so to speak. Okay? That's the concept. He was stretched, what? Far and wide. But we all going to suffer in the physical world. It's part of the nature. So don't, the less suffering, the more enlightenment, the more knowledge you have, the less you suffer. How about that? I'm finding that out for myself. So moving on. Now, this is one of my favorites. This is going to be the last one. I'm going to shut it down and go for the next lesson. But right now, let's go with humility. A lot of us don't suffer this until what? We suffering through the humility of what? Paying for our transgressions. Humility is a greater virtue, what's this, than defying death. Why is that? Because it triumphs over vanity and conceit. Those two things right there, those two qualities is Satanian, that's ego at its best. Alright, I'm so. That's vanity and ego. Vanity and conceit, excuse me. Conquer them where? In yourself first. How you look, it's all about me, No, you gotta get over that. That's the first thing you have to do, right there. Just moving on. I started to put the right. I said, no, people get a little offended. They know, okay, so I just put it out there, let the word speak for itself. But this is all for right thinking, thinkers to learn and understand why this is what you have to live by. This will change your life. That's why I'm giving you what I have and what I learned to do, what it is I'm doing now. Cultivating humility is a way to what? Control your ego. Humble yourself. Get off that high horse. Yeah, please. But life will do that to you. Life don't care about you. It's going to give you what you deserve. So watch this. The Ba, which is the spirit, cannot dwell where? In a mind full of what? Itself. In the room. God can't get in. Why? It's all about you. So you don't let nobody in. So that's the deal with the ego. It's so full of itself. So conquer that first in yourself, and then you can grow spiritually. Your spiritual development can take place. Without that, you're stuck on stupid, so to speak. Let's talk about one more. Oh, I like this one. Law of what? Cause and effect. We know it to be karma. Okay? Everything we do is what? Sowing. IRE is action. Everything you do is sowing. You're putting in action, you're doing something. And all of our experiences are what? The harvest. You reap what you sow. You get what you put out. It's real simple, but some people make it hard. Why? Because they're going to put themselves through it to find out the old-fashioned way. You tell them fire burns you. Okay? The first chance they get, now they know for themselves. That's the best part. Experience is the best teacher. Okay, trust me. I mean, most of us, that's all we're going to listen to. Some of us ain't listen to nobody except experience. So we know about them guys. Those are the ego people. Okay? Lesson learned. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens what? According to the law. Not man's law. Law of nature. Cause and effect. Chance, watch this. Chance is just a name for what? A law unrecognized. Well, that just happened by chance. No. We got to understand. Ain't no coincidences. So certain people understand that, certain people don't. There are, watch this. There are many planes of causation. You don't know what caused the situation. Why it been something you did, somebody else. So don't worry about that. Okay. But if you getting it, you deserve it. But watch this. Nothing escapes the law of cause and effect. You reap what you sow. Nobody escapes that. That's the concept. So moving on. Oh, think not. Watch this. Oh, think not, bold man. Why? Because thy punishment is delayed. I got away with it. Yeah. Most of us who do speaking and deceitful things, when we do that actual action, we in our mind saying, we got that off. Yeah. A thief, he takes something, get away with it. He think he got away with it. Now that's a cause. The effect is what? He's going to get karma. That's why nobody escapes that concept. Why? It's built in. Simple. We don't make it. It's already there for that purpose. All right, let me wrap this up. So now, think not because your punishment be delayed. You didn't get over. Watch this. That the arm of God, here you go, is weakened. He ain't watching. Yes, he is. Always. He don't sleep. Watch this. And neither flatter themselves with what? Hopes that what? The supreme winketh. Okay? At thy doings. Meaning, the time you did it, he closed his eye, and then he woke up so he didn't see it. Oh, ain't happening. So watch this. It's I pierces what? The secrets where? Of every heart. And remember, are they forever? He don't miss a beat. I hope you get the concept right now. I'm shut it down. Right, thinkers? And closing. I hope all my right thinkers live to be 100, me 100 minus a day, so I never know that right thinkers like you have passed away. Oh, I got more lessons for you, but I'll be back.